Welcome to It Starts With a Bite. Today, we're going to be looking at Parmesan. Very excited. I thought we would talk about different ways that you can prepare cheese, and by prepare, I mean after you've bought it. I don't mean how to make it. Because I know whenever I buy these fancy cheeses, I want to make sure that I am using the right tool to make sure that I'm getting the best bang for my buck. So I have a couple of different instruments in that process. My first thing is a little restaurant grater. Restaurant style grater, and you can see it's got the little grater right in there, and then you can use this to push it down, and then you can be like, can I get just some more Parmesan, my dear? And then hopefully you do it in a better accent than I do, and then you get super lucky with delicious food that night. So that's always an option. Then we have our trusty standby to get us the little bitty parms, to get us the juicy fat parms, or to slice parm, presumably, but honestly, I've never used this side. If you have used this side, if you could tell me what you did, how it worked, I'm interested in 100%. Where I do my own little parm sprinkles, I use my microblader, and so now I can microblade all sorts of things from Parmesan to garlic to zest, right? Whatever sort of fun things strike my fancy. You can see that they're different shaped than your normal grater, and so it does come out a little differently. You have to figure out the right tool for you for now, for this moment. However, today, we're not going to be using any of those tools because we're not grating Parmesan. We already have grated Parmesan. We don't need it to be grated another way. We're just wanting to try it. I saw on a show called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat that Parmesan tastes differently at different stages of its life. And so I've never really had the opportunity to go to Italy and try Parmesan at its different stages. So I figured I would just go ahead and buy some. And so it's the exact same brand, just at different stages of its life. One is at 5 months and one is at 18 months. And it's so kind of them. They show us right here, 5 months, 18 months, very easy to find so that we know exactly. And then I just had a extra Parmesan in the fridge because, you gotta have Parmesan just in case you're gonna be making like spaghetti, or you just want to have some pasta, or, if you wanna make some pesto. All of the great, delicious things and more that you can do with Parmesan. So then I just had an extra little bit of Parmesan. I figured we'd give that a try as well. And then just as the base thing to compare it to, I have some grated Parmesan for pizzas, also for topping spaghetti and all sorts of things. So I figured we'd give this a try. So I have these cheeses here. Here is the grated Parmesan. I'd say the holy grail, but not after today. This is the one that we had in the fridge. And so you can you can cut it in a couple of different ways, right? We can just literally make cute little cuts like this. We can also, see how it kind of just breaks apart? That's the 5 month. And then, yeah, there we go. And then if you want to, because it usually is pretty crumbly. Let's try the different cheeses. So for just the regular Parmesan, the grated stuff, salty. There really is something almost chemical about it. It says aged over 12 months. What I can taste, I'd say Here is our sartori. Good. Parmesan-y, creamy. Truly an excellent Parmesan. It'll get you exactly where you need to be. It's even making a little bit of the back of my my tongue hurt, or like the back of my mouth. Now the 5-month. I've never tasted a cheese and thought to myself grassy, but that grassy, really light. Whenever I think about Parmesan though, that's not what I think about when I think about Parmesan. Now let's try the 18-month. Definitely Parmesan, and it makes me think of maybe something that you would get at a restaurant. It does taste, I don't know, produced. One of the things that I like to do whenever I'm trying to decide which Parmesan to buy is I like to really is pick up the cheese and smell it. I was a little wary whenever I was going to buy these because they were prepackaged before they got to the store. And whenever something's prepackaged like that before it gets to the store, you're not often able to smell anything. These were the only two that it was obvious that there were 2 different ages. I wanted to see what the difference was, and the difference is stark. It is a complete difference. So sometimes though, you might be at a party and you're like, oh, look, I bought this fancy cheese to bring to your party to, contribute. And then you go and you open the cheese and you taste it, and it is not what you're hoping for. Like if you had bought this 5-month Parmesan and then you tasted it and you were like, actually, I was thinking we were gonna pair it with something. I was hoping you had whatever, right? People are always interested to know which chips or crackers to eat cheeses with. It really is up to you. With everything here, it is always up to you, to your palate, to your taste buds. You see me waving around this Ritz cracker. At some places, they call them butter rounds, which is probably my favorite generically named anything. So you can take your butter round and then maybe with some of this 5-month-old cheese with just this little BB cheese, and that's delicious. I would not be upset if you handed me that. It tastes like a Ritz cracker. I'm thrilled. Who doesn't like a good butter round? One of my favorite crackers to get to eat cheese with are these little tiny toasts, little mini toasts. And they come in a big package with, well, a relative, like the size of a piece of bread, but they're all this shaped and so cute. And I'm sure you could also put, once more, this 5-month-old cheese on it. That's delicious. I love that. I wouldn't even know to be mad. So those are, I always like to bring the mini toast because I've yet to have a cheese that tastes bad on a tiny piece of toast. Something else to try is honey. You're like, oh no, this cheese is gross. I'm going to put it on a little bitty piece of the toast that I still have. Put on a little dollop of honey. It's like if you made honey creamy and crunchy. Absolutely amazing. And my last thought on doing something like that, take a little bit of jellies or jams. I've got apricot preserves here, but I think peach would be really good. I think apricot would be good. I think you could get away with blackberry. You'd want something that had some tartness to it. You could even get away with strawberry. Incredible. I'm eating dessert. Creamy, crunchy dessert. 1000% would I recommend that. And then I'd be telling all of my friends that I was surrounding the charcuterie board with, I'm like, oh my God, you have to try this cracker, this cheese with this jam. And then everyone would think that you knew cheeses, that you knew about charcuterie boards, that whenever they just ate that cheese by itself, like that was on them. Trying the little toast, which tastes like nothing except for crunch, with the 18-month cheese and adding nothing else to it is sublime. It is umami. It's that great savory flavor. It coats your mouth. It tastes amazing. It's all good. Here is hoping that you start with a bite.